next to my stuff.
All right. All right.
Knock my camera
All right.
over.
All right, Liberty Trollers, we're back here at Longwood, or excuse me, Wrongwood. I was here about a month ago. If you remember, I was trespassed from their police department, or excuse me, our police department, that they have this new ordinance ushered in by, well, the city, but really it's all about Chief Dowda and his feelings. He doesn't like the First Amendment. He can't stand us First Amendment auditors or those who know their rights, so he's been instrumental in getting this ordinance passed where you cannot record inside of the police department. So people have been getting thrown out left and right challenging this. I was one of these people. Perhaps you remember that. We have Foshin with This Is a Public Service. What's up, Foshin?
What up?
So he was also thrown out. You were thrown out before I was. And there was a gentleman inside. We're about to walk in during his trespass appeal hearing. You guys probably remember I had a trespass appeal hearing in Pasco County, which of course they don't recognize First Amendment or any constitutional argumentation. So it's the same thing here. They pass, they send you a motion in limine to basically say those arguments are not going to be recognized as it pertains to the Constitution of the United States, which is sick. This is happening right here in the United States. There's a gentleman inside here right now going through a trespass appeal hearing. His name is Mark. Perhaps most of you, if not all of you, haven't heard of him. He's just an older patriot who challenged this same ordinance by going into the Wrongwood Police Department to challenge this unconstitutional ordinance. And so I'm here to support him. Thanks to Foshin with This Is a Public Service. He told me about this, so that's why I'm late. It's his fault that I'm late, but it's also his fault that I'm here. I would not have known about this. So I don't know, should we forgive Foshin with This Is a Public Service? Y'all let me know here in the chat. All right, so we're gonna go inside, guys, and support Mark. Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Rice has invoked rule of sequestration. He has asked that no witnesses be present while other witnesses are testifying, so I'm going to have to ask you to step outside.
Okay. All right, so, hey, so they kicked you out because you were going to testify as well, too, right? Yeah. So that's the first thing they said. They asked me was, am I going to testify? So I'm just like, yeah.
Well, you don't know if you are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I should just go back in and say I'm not going to testify then?
Well, I mean, it's up to Mark whether he calls you, and he doesn't even know you to call you.
Okay.
So he needs to cross-examine the guy that's on the stand later. He needs to get more questions. Like, he needs to get me on the stand and then get him back on the stand.
Well, how come you're not going back in there then?
I'm not allowed in there until I'm on the stand.
Okay.
I've been sequestered.
Oh, okay.
You haven't been sequestered because, one, he doesn't know you to sequester you.
Okay.
And two, it's up to him. It's not up to you.
Right.
It's definitely not up to her, that dirty cunt.
All right. I'll go let him know that it's up to him, and that hasn't been decided yet, and just see if
you're open to testifying. Well, I don't know.
Well, that's why I said yes, because I don't know. I wasn't expecting to come here and testify, but hey, if I can support a brother in his rights, I'll absolutely, So.
Yeah, now you know what I know.
Okay. Well, I'll ask.
Yes, it hasn't been introduced into evidence that he's showing something. He has to identify it, and then you can check that.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, you returned?
Yeah, I haven't been sequestered, or I haven't been officially, I guess, admitted as a testifier.
Mr. Rice is going to call you as a witness. I don't think the city's calling
No, I never even have spoken to him.
And that they are trespassed. We hope that they abide by that, and if not, then they would be arrested for trespass after warning. I'm trying to avoid that.
Understood. Were you on duty at the Longwood Police Department building on October 24, 2025?
I was.
And I know this is sort of duplicating some earlier testimony, but it's sort of a just jointed question and answer session. So I'm going to ask you, do you recall an incident occurring on October 24, 2025 in the police department lobby involving Mark Rice?
I do.
And how did you come about entering the police department lobby to correspond or to interact with Mr. Rice?
So after seeing Mr. Rice in the parking lot, he entered through the lobby door, this identifiable lobby door. It's outside. I came in through the employee entrance on the
This
west
guy's
side
a
of the building.
this guy's a tyrant.
Happened to be walking past the records area, and I heard a male voice. I heard our record specialist interacting with a male. I think by now I know that's Mr. Rice, and I had previous conversation with Mr. Rice and interaction, so his voice is recognizable. And then he said he was gonna make a FOIA request, and then I heard her say that she asked him if he was recording. This is Kathy Ortiz. I'm overhearing this from down the hall, and he said yes. And then she came out and asked me to, she said there's a male recording in the lobby, and I requested Sergeant Gelm to escort me into the lobby so that he could record it on his body camera, because it would have taken me a few minutes to grab a body camera and activate it, and just wanted to get it done. You know, go out there and I have to record it, so I recorded it.
Okay, so Kathy Ortiz is the record specialist that you referenced in your
Yes.
testimony? And in relation to the lobby area where people can walk in, where's the records area that you were referencing in your testimony?
So there's a glass that overlooks the lobby, and then there's a side door that they exit in and out of, and it's pretty close proximity to the area I was standing in.
Okay, so would Kathy Ortiz be standing inside I guess the glass with a little hole in it in the lobby, is that where?
Yeah, there's 3 sections with 3 sections of glass cut out, 3 holes of glass cut out.
Okay. And do you recall on the date, October 24th, 2025, about what time of day that you arrived into the lobby to correspond with Mr. Rice?
It was between 1:55 p.m. and 2 p.m.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier that you had another officer with you. Who was that?
Sergeant Jesse Gelm.
Okay. And did Sergeant Gelm have his body camera activated prior to
He did.
entering the lobby?
He did.
Okay, and during the full interaction with Mr. Rice, that body cam footage, or the body cam was on?
It was. I had a chance to review it. So
Okay.
and verify that it was on.
Okay, so you have reviewed Sergeant Gelm's body cam
Yes.
footage, correct? At this time, I'd like to introduce that into evidence and play it. It's a very short clip. It's the first item. Is the audio working?
It will, but just from history, you have to reduce the size of the image.
Of the image. Is this the video, Ms.
I can verify this is Sergeant Gelm's body camera video.
Could we play it from the beginning? 'Cause I couldn't hear.
The video is admitted, it's been identified by the witness, admitted.
You know, you're saying recording, you're not on recording for audio police department. This is public building, correct? Okay, we're not gonna debate that. There's a constitutional amendment, first, well, I don't ask you to come out here.
It's his hearing.
You can interrupt
His name is
the
Mark.
You're gonna stop recording? No, you're trespassing from the building. It's a constitutional right. Okay. First Amendment protected activity in the lobby of a public building. I'm not telling you, you are not trespassing the lobby of the building. This will be going to my attorney. We'll see. Whatever you are? Yeah, we will send you a lie. We will send you. What's your name? Identify yourself. Deputy Chief Michael Freeman. Yeah? Sergeant Jesse Young. Good. We'll see how long this stays up on here. Okay. Charlie,
You put a Tango Papa number on the screen, please.
Okay, you can stop it now. All right, so that, a video that was played, I believe you testified that's true and accurate representation of the interaction.
He's a patriot.
That Sergeant Hill had with Mr. Rice, correct?
Yes.
Mark the Patriot.
And, what during the observation or interaction with Mr. Rice?
This is the corrupt
gave you
city attorney.
Indication or observation Mr. Rice was recording audio and video. in
I'm not sure if she's a magistrate or
Well,
just a hearing
his phone
officer. I
rang,
don't know.
Which is an indication of somebody recording someone.
This is the tyrant
And
who
then I made
Who
mention that
expelled
he said he was recording.
and trespassed Mark.
Nodded his head.
Mark the Patriot.
Briefly, and then I said, I'm gonna ask, and he to stop. And he said, well, when I said I was gonna ask, I had to get to complete my sentence. And Mr. Rice said, you can ask all you want. I said, are you going to stop recording? He said, no, it's a constant, or I don't wanna say that he said no, I'd have to hear it again. But he said it's a constitutional right to record.
It is, yeah.
Do we want to play that again?
Yeah, you can-
Because it was very short, but I believe he did tell you no. But earlier in your testimony, you indicated you actually overheard Mr. Rice's interaction with Kathy Ortiz.
Yes.
And during that conversation you overheard, did you hear Mr. Rice indicate he was recording?
Yes.
Okay. And,
I think Kathy Ortiz asked him if he was recording, and I don't recall what his response was.
okay.
Yeah, well, and I said the male voice stated yes in my report. I don't think that's on body camera, maybe on his phone, but it's not on my body camera.
And, do you have any knowledge as to whether Mr. Rice was aware prior to this date of October 24th about the prohibition?
I don't.
Okay. But do you have any reason to believe that he wasn't aware of that prohibition based on your interaction with him on October 24th?
That he wasn't aware?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I've had no interaction with Mr. Rice since this came into effect.
Did you, I think it's apparent based on video, but it's for the record, did you issue a trespass warning to Mark Rice for video and audio recording in the PD lobby?
I prepared one and it was delivered later. You'll hear me say, I know who you are. That was meant to say, I don't need to identify you, but I want to get this delivered to you, which we facilitated later on that day.
And then, but you did issue a verbal.
I did issue a verbal, yes, but the written copy, that's what you were referring to.
Yeah, so you actually multiple times gave an opportunity to cease recording before you issued a trespass warning, correct?
Yes.
Mark the Patriot.
Is, to your knowledge, everything in the trespass warning?
Corrupt city attorney.
Evidence true and correct.
Corrupt Longwood.
As modified by the testimony you gave.
Corrupt law enforcement officer from Longwood Police Department.
Absent the vehicle description, the actual name, brand of the vehicle, everything else is true and accurate.
Were you aware of any copy of Mr. Rice's video and audio recording image being uploaded to YouTube or any other internet source concerning the October 24th incident?
I became aware that his perspective, his video from his angle was uploaded to a YouTube channel, yes.
Okay, did you watch that video that coming from Mr. Rice's smartphone?
I did.
Okay, and the PD has a copy of that and
Yes.
provided it to me? Right?
Yes.
If we, may I like to play the video? Mr. Rice may have, I saw earlier.
You are now trespassing the lobby of the building.
Sergeant Glenn and Deputy Chief Michael Cruz.
Jack.
This is a
Oh, look, it's JMA.
What's your objection?
this gentleman here in the picture right now.
Have you seen the video? The video was provided in the list.
I have seen this, but part of my evidence is the actual me recording. So I was gonna bring
The
that.
city's offered you, if you had the actual
I
video,
do.
to submit to evidence.
Can we, are you okay if we play your copy right
You
now
can,
instead of this one?
and it's the one, I think, we've gone through this and labeled them, so.
And otherwise, I would admit the video only, but limited purposes only as to the video of the actual incident, not any commentary, not anything aside from.
Yeah, okay.
This is,
We have the actual for.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it, but if it is his video, it does something I'm trying to do, just so that, Your Honor,
Does
that.
the city have that able, does the city able to play that video?
yes, yes.
How can the city play that?
Oh,
Your name
It was
is,
showing the sound was on, but.
your name? You are Kathy Ortiz? Okay, thank you. I didn't know, is Maria still around? Okay. Excuse me? Yes. Well, why would you ask that? Video and audio recording in the police department lobby is prohibited except for this public building, public lobby, constitutional right.
This guy's a patriot.
Yes. Kathy was helping, but all of a sudden she asked me if I was recording and skipped out of the office. Request here. So all I'm doing was dropping off a FOIA request and asked, you know, could she leave? So. Good.
I was saying, on the FOIL request.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, you're saying you're recording, you're not allowed to record in the lobby of the police department.
This public building, correct?
Okay, we're not gonna debate that.
It's a constitutional amendment.
Not your-
First, well, I don't need you to come out
I
here.
didn't ask you.
You can ask what you want.
If you're gonna stop. That's just from the building.
It's a constitutional right, First Amendment protected activities in the lobby of a public building. I am
I'm
not
telling
denying.
you, you are not trespassing the lobby of the building.
This will be going to my attorney.
Okay.
We'll see.
Who you are?
Yeah, so do I. What's your name? Identify yourself.
Deputy Chief Michael Rubin.
Yeah?
Sergeant Jesse Hill.
Good. We'll see how long this stays up on here.
Okay.
They refuse to accept my FOIA request. They're violating the Constitution.
Your Honor, I'd like to admit this in evidence. It appears consistent with the video that
And that is your video, sir. You
Yeah,
have no objection?
no,
It's admitted.
Thank you. And Deputy Chief, is this video, that we just played, consistent with your understanding of the interaction you had with Mr. Rice, to the extent you and Sergeant Gilmore and the image of the October 24th incident that resulted in the trespass warning to Mr. Rice?
Yeah, they're mirror images of each other.
And after watching that video, does it, recall your memory that he in fact said no when you asked him to stop recording?
Yeah, it becomes more clear to me that he knew he should not be recording.
And also that image, isn't it clear that Kathy Ortiz asked him if he was recording and he said, he was?
He said yes.
And, did Kathy Ortiz, who's in the image that we just played, from Mr. Rice's smartphone, do a sworn statement?
She did.
Okay. And did you review that sworn statement?
I did.
And, without, if there's no objection, I'd like to introduce in the evidence the, sworn statement from Kathy Ortiz that's been, provided to Mr. Rice and the magistrate at this time. Is this image a copy of the sworn statement Kathy Ortiz, filled out with respect to this incident?
It is, but I know that I signed a copy of that. I just want to make sure that it is the copy that I signed. Yes.
Okay.
Any objection?
No, but I've never seen this before. And it was in one of the I
Yeah, but-
believe I asked in the, my FOIA request, my discovery request for any of this, and
I did produce this to him, in the, document, and evidence.
It's in the same one that was provided to magistrate and to you by email. I guess you just testified that you're not email savvy. Did you didn't?
yeah, I did copy, a lot of the emails, but I have never seen that handwritten copy before.
Did you open the individual exhibits? Because it's a series of exhibits. I've got mine here.
The, I mean, most of the emails, never mind, we'll continue.
So no objection.
No, I have it now.
Submitted, thank you.
Okay, so just to recap, what's the totality of why you issued the trespass warning to Mr. Rice on October 24th?
He was admittedly in violation of the Longwood ordinance 252266.
By recording audio and video in the
Yes.
police department? And, did you fill out the trespass warning report, which we admitted in evidence? How did that report end up getting to Mr. Rice?
So I asked, I don't know who exactly I asked, but it was for lack of a better word, an order down the chain of command to have somebody from the ship deliver that to his house.
And it was delivered the same day as the incident occurring on October 24th?
According to this paperwork, yes. And I do recall it being confirmed to me that it was. I also spoke with him, asked if he would be home to take delivery.
Okay, and so on the same day as October 24th incident concerning the trespass warning, did you follow up with Mr. Rice to assist him with the public records request?
Do you guys want me to stay
I did.
here, or do you want me to go outside and talk about this?
Interaction with Mr. Rice, when it happened, and what was it?
I was able to obtain his phone number from a previous report. I called, I believe I had his mother answer the phone, and then she put Mr. Rice on the phone. I stated that, I understood that your original reason for being there was to file a FOIA request. I'd like to facilitate that. He said,
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
think he
stay.
said,
I'll stay.
how can I do that? I said, well, you can do it either online, or you can send an email to me, or the records email. I think Mr. Rice told me that if he sent it to me, that it would go through. I assured him it would, but I gave him the records email also, or only the records email. And he said, thank you, and I think that was the end of our conversation.
Okay, that occurred within how many hours of the lobby interaction with Mr. Rice?
I want to say about An hour and a half to 2 hours,
Okay.
but I don't have that written down, and that'd be subjective of me to give you a definitive time, but it was that day before the end of my shift at 5 o'clock.
So there was no, the city didn't deny Mr. Rice's opportunity to request records in any way?
No.
Thank you.
I object to that. They did.
You can testify to that.
Okay,
so-
okay.
Yeah, or you can cross-examine the
I'm
officer about that.
objecting to,
Right.
yeah, to.
But it's your
the
turn to ask
statement
questions.
that I was not allowed to,
Sir, yeah, you'll have an opportunity, you can't object to his answer, you can cross-examine him, and you can testify.
That's all the questions I have for the witness.
Okay, do you have any cross-examination for this one? Because following cross-examination, this was redirected by the city, I'm going to, this witness will be free to go. So, any
Yeah.
questions about anything that the city asked this witness on
yes,
cross-examination?
in the video, you stated that you were outside the door of where the records department is, which is the front counter with a one-way glass with the little 3 to 4 inch holes. And-
Yes, sir.
And so, why, you said you responded, yet somebody else came in. I'm not sure of the time, do I need to go back and actually show the time from the time
Not necessarily,
FOT
just ask the
began
question.
coming out? But he stated that she came in and.
Yes,
he-
this is the
he
same judge or
came out with
magistrate,
a
whatever
couple
she is
minutes,
from the
which
last hearing, from Foshin's
does not
hearing, with this as a public
collaborate
service.
with the video itself. Actually, some other unidentified female.
Again, are you asking a
So,
question?
yeah, so. This, you have to pardon me because this is.
You're welcome to testify when we're done with the, I know it's hard, that's why I went to law school,
It
it's
is.
hard, yeah. Okay.
So, in the aspect of the photo that just picks the front doors, is there an ordinance number or a legal statute or any identifying indication that that is a city ordinance?
There is none.
Okay, so how could anyone, any public individual, the press or anybody, understand that that is a city ordinance and not just a request or signage on that door as you find on many doors, like no guns and knives allowed? How would you expect me to know that that is an ordinance?
I can't answer your question. I don't know how I would say that to you. I would say that these are the rules as you enter.
But my question is, you stated that that is a city ordinance
Mhm.
posted on that exterior door, and yet, in evidence, there is no ordinance number to indicate or inform the general public that this is an ordinance.
You're correct.
I could what?
You're correct that there's no ordinance number listed there.
Okay, so how would I know that this is an ordinance and not just a sign that you posted?
Outside of reviewing our muni code, I don't know that you would know that that is an ordinance.
Okay, so
I
why?
can't testify to what you would know.
I understand that. So why is there not an ordinance number posted with this signage on the front door to notify
Mhm.
that this is an actual legal law or code or ordinance or, legality?
I can't
That's a good
testify to that
point.
either.
That's a good point.
Okay, but you are the deputy chief of
I am.
police. And your responsibility is to uphold the Constitution. You did swear an oath
Yep.
to the United States Constitution.
Which they
the
don't
Florida
care
State
about.
Constitution, the Florida statutes, city and ordinance and all
All of
that.
those.
Okay, so, once again, I'm asking, and I
It's
understand
been
that
asked
he
and
probably
answered, he's answered,
answered.
I understand.
So,
I didn't affix that to the door, sir. So
okay,
that's not,
but would you, in your
Blame shifting.
position, have the, I don't wanna say, intelligence, but the
you can say whatever, you're not gonna offend me, say what you want.
I'm not sure of the word, I'm not gonna offend you, but the intelligence to say, hey, look, this could be misinterpreted, we actually need to put this, state that this is an ordinance.
I can't answer yes or no to that. I can't. I'm not the final authority on the ordinance or what gets posted on the door, sir.
So, okay, So, in my perspective, this is entrapment.
Objection.
Is this
Sir,
entrapment?
Sir.
It is
Mr.
entrapment.
Rice, I want you to keep, these are questions and answers, what you think
It's
and what you feel
unconstitutional.
is not a question. I'm gonna
Mumbo
ask you
jumbo.
questions.
Do you feel this is entrapment by not having the ordinance number posted along with the ordinance?
No, but my feelings are irrelevant here, sir.
And why do you feel it's irrelevant?
I can't give you an opinion. We're in a formal,
I'm asking, I mean, your deputy chief.
I don't know if that would have been helpful to you in this situation. I can't testify to that either, or
But
any.
would it be helpful for anyone, not just me, but any general public to know that this is an ordinance and not just a sign posted?
If I saw that sign on a door, I would not, going into a legal building and that was posted, I would not do that. But that's me. And that's irrelevant to this forum, I believe. Am I right or wrong?
Do you know why this was posted?
I have
Do you know why
some,
the ordinance was created?
to protect privacy of people coming in and make some very private, I want to say accusations, allegations, victims of crimes.
Is it your responsibility as a law enforcement officer to keep that privacy if someone comes in hypothetically and claims rape, to take them out of the general public area of the police department and take them to a more secure and private area?
So at some point, we probably could do that. However, people can run in there as a place of refuge. When I'm recording with a body camera, I can control under public records law what gets put out.
Correct.
I can't control what you or anybody else with a camera puts out. I can't do that.
So you can control what you video record.
Control freaks.
And disseminate to the public, where you are not allowing the public to record and disseminate
Can I
under
quantify,
the same grounds.
can I quantify that? Public Records Law 119 tells us what we can disseminate and what we cannot disseminate. I don't personally decide it. I follow 119.
Okay,
But now let me finish this. You and anybody else with a camera are not bound to 119. So I need to protect the chance that somebody comes in and utters some things that potentially could harm them publicly if it gets out. It's a place of refuge also.
You're a public servant. You're not a
is
police
the
watchdog.
public lobby open to the general public?
Yes.
So their privacy is not, so you're claiming their privacy supersedes my privacy in recording my interaction with the Longwood Police Department, and particularly this, in this case, the dissemination of and request for the public records.
I'm gonna object to this question. It's irrelevant, lacks foundation, like misrepresents testimony, the form of it, it's just.
Objection sustained.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Is somebody else's privacy more important than my privacy?
Objection, that's not relevant.
It is. You made a statement that somebody
Oh,
else
yes,
could
it
come
is.
in there and make a
Corrupt
statement
attorney.
that might be private, yet my privacy in regards to filming my personal business is now not private.
The nature of the objection, if I'm listening to the city correctly, is that this witness hasn't testified that he's an expert, he's enforcing the ordinance he didn't create, there's no foundation. He didn't testify that he was an expert or that he created the ordinance. You asked what he understands the purpose to be, he told you the limits of his understanding. He didn't create the ordinance, he's not making judgment calls, he's just following that particular ordinance.
He's just following orders.
It's not, he's giving you the limits of what he could do. So.
I'm just a following orders.
He laid any foundation for him
Massa.
to be able to be an expert in those things. He's enforcing an ordinance and not.
Yeah, that's not his job. His job is to uphold the Constitution of the United States of
But
America.
he brought in the privacy of other individuals being more important than my privacy in recording my interaction with
That's
law
assuming that
enforcement.
you have a privacy right to record. I'm not aware of a privacy right to record. And that's a statement by him, and I'm gonna sustain the objection, because I don't think he is capable of answering the question.
I understand the point
Qualified to answer your
that Mark is
So-
trying to
so
make,
then
but
why
he's not
did you
really
make the
making it very
statement?
well.
I'm answering your questions.
Why do you make the statement in regards to that somebody else's privacy is more important than the person that's already in there?
I didn't make the statement that anybody's privacy was more important than anybody else's privacy.
No, you didn't, but you said somebody else coming in that has something that may be private. The reason this ordinance was created was to protect their privacy. So therefore, now you have neglected my privacy in recording my interaction with the
Objection,
police.
he's testifying and asking a question.
Okay, well, that was a good
There's no
point.
evidence
That was a good
of
point.
Privacy right, it's not a privacy right. There's been no foundation for that question, it's speculative, beyond the scope of this one, it's abstaining.
I would keep this on what's public and what's not.
So, you have no knowledge of,
It's a public lobby at the police department. This is what this is about. They want to kick everyone out of the police department who walks in with a camera.
Somebody in your position that, hey, this could be misconstrued.
Objection, asked and answered.
And, I'm just clarifying again and making sure that I've
It's
gone
been
over.
asked and answered, I'm going to sustain the objection, I have the testimony, I've got the evidence.
So, are you aware of anyone else being trespassed under the same ordinance?
Yeah, me.
Yes,
And after, have they gone to a hearing? Have they appealed the trespass?
yes.
And do you know how many people have been trespassed under this signage?
I want to say 4, but I
Okay.
can't, please don't take that as gold.
Right.
Could be more, it could be less, but my general knowledge is 4.
Okay. Do you know how many people prior to me being trespassed were trespassed for this signage on the front door?
I'm not clear of the chronological order. So, not right now, I'd have to go back and look it up.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna take a wild guess in this form.
Okay. Am I allowed to bring in evidence at this time in regards to previous?
If you have something to cross-examine him with, you can't testify, but you can show him something if you have something to
Okay.
show him.
Well, I'm gonna object because this is cross my direct, not his opportunity to have met evidence. He blew that. That was his first line of questioning.
I'm gonna give you a little latitude to try to kind of tie this into something that the officer testified. Remember, cross-examination is what he testified to on behalf of the city and any questions, but I'll give you a little latitude, try to, but keep it, it really is limited to whatever he testified to.
Right, and he testified that there have been 4 people that
Show
have been
him
trespassed.
which one, see if he can ask him to be
But he
recognized.
doesn't know how many people prior to me. One of the individuals was actually,
Okay, don't testify, sir. You can show him things, you can ask him questions.
do you know Joshua Gray?
I do.
Do you know if he was trespassed prior to me?
Josh this is a public service for those who don't know. This is a public service, Foshin. That's who he's
Off the
talking
top of my
about.
head right now, I think he was trespassed prior to you.
Okay. Did you take any action, in regards to this signage because of his hearing, his appeal? And at that time,
What
but
do you mean?
well, I'm not sure how to phrase this. You're aware that people have been trespassed over this.
Yes,
You're aware that there's no ordinance defining the signage on your front door,
not listed on.
not listed on the front door.
Okay.
Several people, you have stated, have been trespassed, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Prior to me being trespassed, did you take any action to clarify or submit or request that this signage be identified as an ordinance?
sir, I didn't know, so I believe there has been one trespass appeal hearing prior to you. I did not watch that in its entirety, and I did not know if that was a bone of contention in that trespass appeal hearing.
Have you personally trespassed anyone under this signage
You,
besides me?
no,
Were you involved in the trespassing of anyone other than myself under this signage on the
No.
front porch?
No, directly involved, no, no, sir.
Okay, so that's
Can I go back to where I testified earlier and say that our protocol, when Mr. Langley talked about our protocol, I told you that it was a violation, and, you know, so you are informed upon my first interaction that it's a violation. So I know it's not posted on the door, but everyone, to my knowledge, is told that it's a violation to record there of the ordinance.
after they have entered the building, correct? After they have passed this signage that is not listed as an ordinance.
But I testified
Checkmate.
previously that if I tell you that it's a city ordinance violation, we give the opportunity to cease and carry on with your lawful business.
Okay, in my case, when you notified me that it was an ordinance, should you have, at that point, taken it upon yourself, being the deputy chief of the City of Longwood Police Department, posted or requested that this be identified as an ordinance, such as disabled parking signs in parking lots? They have an ordinance number on it.
Okay.
You're claiming this is an ordinance, but nobody is aware this is an ordinance until they come into it.
Sir, the question's been asked and answered several
Okay.
times. I've got it. I've got that piece of information.
Okay, so but once again, the question is, should you have taken steps to identify that this is an ordinance?
Objection.
Either.
The objection is sustained.
Okay. Do you know what the Longwood Police Department zoning is?
Yes.
And what is its zoning?
When you say zoning, you're talking about how we divide patrol areas up?
That particular building, 235 West Church Street? The
Yeah,
zoning
West
for the
Church
police
Ave.
department, what zoning is that?
That's zone 2.
Not an area, but what is the city zoning code that it's listed under?
I'm not sure I'm clear on your question.
Is it zoned as official property of Longwood City?
This is a kangaroo.
The city owns that property?
No.
This is
it
a
zoned
clown show, for
as
sure.
Longwood Police Department.
Objection, this is
It goes to
a
the.
question form of it.
I think he just-
I guess this is gonna come in later.
And this stuff has already been ruled on. You can observe your government in the course of their official duties. In public, a police department lobby is public. These guys are
Address
idiots.
is zoned as, that's the question. That's what you're asking.
Yes.
If he knows, if he doesn't know, then you move on. If he does know, he can testify, then we move on.
Do you know what it's zoned as?
The Longwood Police Department.
Okay.
It's city property.
We have a Second
I
Amendment
don't know how
to
else to answer that, sir.
protect ourselves from jackboot thugs,
I'll get to that in my.
from a tyrannical government that
Zoning of it.
would shave off our
And,
rights.
So if I think I'm done with him, as far as cross reference.
Is there any redirect by the city?
Are you aware of any government, including the city, that posts every statutory reference for all crimes and violations on signage of doors?
No, I think speed limits speak to that when you talk about speeds in certain areas. It doesn't say under what statute that is posted, I don't believe. So, kind of liken this to the same type of signage. You don't speed because that's the speed limit, right? I think that's how I would see it.
Object. That's not a city ordinance.
Apples and
Speed limit,
oranges.
That's actually a Florida statute.
Apples
on
and
speed
oranges.
limit. We're talking about ordinances
I
here.
think.
Nice try, worm.
I understand your objection. I think he can answer what he knows that he.
That's the deputy chief of Longwood.
My objection was.
Longwood, Florida. I like to call Wrongwood. That's
So just to recap, the
that's Chief
ordinance
Dowda's right-hand
was
man
adopted
right
by the
there.
city
I
commission.
should say
That's
right-hand tyrant.
A ordinance that's available in online for the public to see.
Yes,
And that ordinance is just like any other ordinance the city adopts in that regard, correct?
yes.
So I don't know if you're aware of this, but you're aware that members of the public have constructive notice of the city's ordinances by virtue of them being adopted by the city commission in public meetings?
Mhm.
Okay, is that yes?
Yes,
Okay, and then another way that the members of the public are aware of the ordinance 25-2266, at least in regards to the prohibition of video and audio recording in the PD lobby, is the signage that we admitted in evidence you testified to, correct?
yes.
And another way that the appellant, Mr.
This is
Rice,
the
was aware
this is
of
this is the
ordinances
corrupt
when you
city
informed
attorney.
him in your interactions with him that he was violating an ordinance by recording in the lobby.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Acceptance witness? Anything, you can only answer any questions responsive to what the city has just asked.
Right, so in regards to ordinance and posting, and Mr. Langley referring to speed limits, not stating that there's an ordinance or identification on it, do handicap placards or handicap signs in parking lots, even in your parking lot, indicate an ordinance number on there?
I believe some do and some don't, depending on where you're at.
Okay, but generally,
They do.
they do. And so my question is, if.
Are you asking me to testify if the ones in my parking, the parking
No,
lot?
no,
Okay.
I'm, as a general, or, as a generality, do handicap signs have ordinances on them? And do they have the list of the fines that, and I can refer to the handicap sign out here in the parking lot. It's a $250 fine. So my question is, are you aware that those are city ordinances? They list city ordinances and they list the outcome for violating that ordinance?
I'm aware that they do list fines, they do sometimes list ordinances. I can't testify to every handicap sign that I've seen. This is person with
Correct.
disability sign, I can't testify to that. I can agree that some do.
Okay.
And if you want to talk about the ones that are here in this parking lot, I have to go out there and look at them with you, I can't.
Yeah, I'm disabled, so I'm familiar with almost all of them, and I have yet to see.
Sir,
but
sir,
I'm
we have less-
stopping,
I know you mean well. We have
Yeah,
60 minutes left for the hearing, so
yeah,
I want to make
so-
sure everyone gets a chance to testify.
I will, so you also mentioned that, you had contacted me in, when you came out, that you had offered, multiple ways of,
Objection, this is
This is
outside of.
beyond the scope, this was not responsive to what was just asked, this was testified to, this is standing objection.
okay.
Anything else you want to ask about what the city just asked this witness? That's
No.
prosecution.
As far as the ordinance, we can go into the ordinance now, but I mean,
This witness is, you've asked him, you've called this witness, the city cross-examined, you can ask him anything responsive to what the city just asked him.
okay.
So if there's nothing further responsive, I'm gonna release the witness, because
Okay.
the city must ask him something else.
Okay.
Okay, you're dismissed.
Hey, Mr. Rice, prior to this, I didn't know you were a veteran. Thank you for your service, I mean that.
I have evidence in which he's involved in that I'd
You
like to
can
present, but.
testify. All right, sir, let me ask just in the interest of time, how many witnesses will you be calling for the
I have
balance?
one, but I believe, she's posted one of the evidences already, but I have four
How many?
more. I only
That
have
are here today?
one witness.
One witness today and yourself.
Yes.
City, any additional, I'm just trying to, okay, so I want to make sure we have time.
At this time, I don't intend to call anyone else.
Okay. No one does, okay, so we have time, so we're bound down to about 55 minutes. Mr. Rice We're scheduled for 2.5 hours this morning, so are the witnesses excused? May call your next witness.
Joshua Gray.
You wanna go, someone go get him?
I'll go grab. I can grab. All right, we're gonna go grab the witness here.
I want to, before we start, check this.
It is Foshin with This Is a Public Service. Where is that rascal? Let's play a little game of I Spy, everyone. See if we can find Foshin with This Is a Public Service. I spy with my little eye. I don't know which way he parked. So those of you who are new right here to this live stream, let me turn it this way actually. If you're new to this live stream, basically what's going on, this is a trespass appeal hearing, and no, Mark Rice does not have an attorney. And typically I would say get an attorney if you can, but this is just a trespass appeal hearing. We already know what the outcome is going to be. His rights are going to be denied. They're not going to recognize constitutional arguments. The same thing that happened to me in Pasco County when I tried to appeal my trespass in a trespass appeal hearing. So the same thing is happening to him here now, and me and Foshin are just here to support him. So there's about 16 or 15 minutes left, or however long they said, of this hearing, I guess. So I'm just looking for Foshin. I don't see him, guys. Foshin! Well, while we're out here, let's play a game of I Spy. Let's see. I spy something. Oh, there he is. I spy Foshin. All right, you're wanted in there, sir. Mr. This is a public service. You're wanted in there, sir. It's witness time. Hold on a second. All right, guys, sorry about that. I had to mute you for a second. Had some 007 stuff going on with Foshin there.
You're limited in your scope, and you deny him the constitutionality, and I was gonna ask him about that.
What happened in another hearing is not relevant to this hearing. Did it involve you? It's different. This is whether there was a violation of the ordinance. So if you recall, you said what happened in his hearing was public record of that. So at this point, it's public record. I'll take judicial notice of my prior ruling, and that's it. I would not be here. If that's what you're calling witness for, I would exclude the witness. If you have some other basis, expertise, or some direct testimony of what happened in a particular case.
Right there.
I do, I have, we can go on to the
You
constitutionality.
can testify. I mean, you're welcome to
Yes,
testify.
yeah.
Then if Mr. Gray is going to testify, he has to step outside. If he's not going to testify, he's welcome to stay.
It's just,
Well, that's the question. Am I allowed to testify?
I'm not addressing you.
Well, that's the question.
If you are not testifying, you're welcome to say, if you are testifying, Mr. Rice has invoked the rule of sequestration, so.
Right, but I think I'm the next witness, right?
He's going to he may not call you as a witness.
That's what I'm saying, like, if
So
we're
he's
not,
calling you, you're welcome to stay. If you are
Right.
going to testify, then he's gonna take, next witness would testify, you have to stay outside during that person's
so
testimony.
just be, I just didn't understand. So he can call me as a witness.
If it's relevant, and if there's been an objection, so interposed by the city, so I was discussion about that.
So, I'm sorry, I'm not sure as to the, you're saying if he's not an expert, then he's ineligible to.
The city objected and asked for relevance of witness and asked the witness to be excluded. So in order to be able to determine, I asked you, number one, if the individual involved was a witness to this incident, and I think you said no.
Right.
I asked you the relevance of the witness.
All right,
You
I'm
said
back.
it's relevant because of orders that were issued in his hearing and my actions. So that would not be relevant. If that's the purpose, I would exclude the witness, because we'll take judicial notice of any prior rulings of the special magistrate, and those are public record, and happy to take judicial notice. If someone testifies to why it's consistent or not consistent, that's fine. But Mr. Gray has to have either be a witness, right, have knowledge of your particular case, or some expertise, foundational expertise in any of the issues you're raising. So you have to have a foundation to the basis.
So, forget, let's see, I don't know, works used, the rules of evidence, the rules of evidence don't apply here. Correct? You've already said that.
No, they do. I mean, it just saying.
They're limited and,
Written into the actual ordinance, rules of evidence do
Sir,
not apply.
you're not, please don't address the court, you're not.
I'm obviously an expert on the
Appropriate.
ordinance.
so yes, I'm calling him as
So
a
here's-
witness.
Is called, and I said there's an objection. So I told you, you can qualify the witness and show me, before he testifies to anything, his relevance to this proceeding, your qualification questions, the city can cross-examine him, and then I will reserve determining whether he can testify or not.
Yes, I'm calling.
All right, we'll swear him in. Yes, we'll swear him in.
This is a public service, y'all.
Do you solemnly swear oath or affirm the testimony you will give today will be the truth and the whole truth?
I do.
Thank you. All right, so remember that this test, this is a limited purpose at first to determine whether the witness, city's objection is still pending. City stated the witness has no direct knowledge and doesn't have any relevant evidence for the hearing today, lack of expertise. So you may ask questions directly establishing a foundation for that, not what happened in this case, but just a foundation for that. I think you've already told me that he has no direct evidence of what happened on October 24th, so.
He was not present
So
during that time.
what expertise, you may ask him questions about his expertise in this area, and what makes him qualified to give relevant evidence in this case.
Do you have relevant evidence in the city ordinance before us of 22-66?
Objection, that's not, doesn't go to the scope that you limited to regarding this particular proceeding.
I think you need to ask him what testify to that is relevant to this proceeding. I think not asking whether he has it, but
Do you have,
we have to ask what it is.
what is your expertise in this ordinance?
I would say my expertise is first understanding the ordinance and what's in the ordinance, reading the ordinance, being educated about it. As to more expertise, I went through this hearing where my rights were violated by Mr. Langley over there and good magistrate over here.
Okay, so my objection stands, so he's essentially telling you that his expertise relates to the minor proceeding that he had and he lost before here, and he's not a constitutional expert. Opinions of law are for the magistrate and the courts to decide, and for the city commission to address an adoption of the ordinance. It's not appropriate subject matter for a witness.
Sir, is there anything else that's relevant that you would, any other, because I think we kind of.
Yeah, I mean, of course,
Any other expertise
Sure,
that you have
sure.
to lend to this proceeding?
Yeah, I mean.
Foundational,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
training, specialized schooling.
Sure. So in my position as a journalist, an investigative journalist, I went to test this theory over at the police department. So I went there and recorded surreptitiously to see if it was really an issue to record in the public lobby, and it's not. It's only.
Do you have any specialized training? Do you have
Yeah, I
a
mean.
degree, written any scholarly materials?
Well, it's the First Amendment of the Constitution that gives us all those freedom of press rights that we all should exercise, all of us.
Anything else?
Well, I mean, specifically to the fact that I've been in that lobby after the ordinance was passed, videotaping on multiple occasions with no consequence. So it seems like you're not getting punished
So that's-
for filming in the lobby. You're only getting punished for posting on the internet what you film in the lobby. So that just seems to go to the heart of it. Wouldn't you say, Dan?
I'm not answering your question, sir.
That's a good choice for you.
Okay, the witnesses, unless there's anything else, the witness is excluded.
Why?
So.
No, he's excluded.
Okay.
May not testify today.
Why
So now,
not? Why?
I'm not answering your question.
Maybe
sir.
you could ask his. You should ask him.
Why?
I made the ruling, I asked for foundational information. Witness has no direct testimony pertaining to this hearing, this matter. There's redress in the prior hearing, he can take that up in the courts.
Okay, so you're being paid by the city of Longwood to be here, along with the city here.
Sir, I'm directing you to call your next witness.
I have no next witness except for my, videos and.
You said earlier you were gonna testify.
Yes, yes.
Well, you are a witness,
Oh,
so,
okay, I'm referring to others.
is there anybody else besides yourself?
No.
Take a stand. Take with you any materials you need so you don't have to go back and forth. And you would have, do you need some assistance with your, I know you said your back was bothering you. So.
No, I'll be home in bed for the rest of the day.
If you're not feeling well,
No,
you're not able to, okay.
No, I'm not gonna.
And you just.
You would like him to give up, wouldn't you, lady?
You told me they might need to, you solemnly swear oath or affirmative testimony you give me the truth.
Yes, I did.
You may proceed.
Okay, so, my name is Mark Rice. I'm here on, a violation of an ordinance. And I'm here at this time to present the unconstitutionality of said ordinance. We will start with, phone glasses. May I?
Sure, certainly.
If you need me, just let me know. I can grab
Just
stuff
have
for
a
you too.
Question for clarification, is he doing the factual testimony part or the legal argument part right now? Is he-
No, I'm gonna testify to my actions and present evidence.
I think he's going to present evidence in support of his appeal, I
Okay,
guess.
Thank you.
So, Liana, in regards to the first, whereas, you know, it was highly suspicious when I read this.
Are you referring to the ordinance, or are you saying the whereas?
Yes, the first whereas. I was highly suspicious about the first line because I knew I had read it somewhere in one of the case laws. But I'd like to address as testimony by Deputy Chief April, am I having?
You're allowed to testify, you're not allowed to make the argument, right? So argument comes in because you can testify to specifics.
To his statements in
Yes,
regards that he's
yes,
had previous
yes,
interactions with.
Yes.
Okay, Leanna or Leanne?
That's the clerk,
Leanne.
she's the clerk.
I have Leanna down there. So, could you pull up, the one, I believe it's, October 28th, a year ago? The interaction in which, I had with, requesting a FOIA public records
You're
request.
asking for October 2024,
Yes,
prior to the enactment of the ordinance.
Yes, to establish that this has been a constitutionally and accepted, practice to film and record your personal and the duties of public and government officials.
Okay, I'm gonna object to any video or other evidence that relates to incidents occurring outside the scope of the, October 24th hearing, and also, as a magistrate.
Excuse me, I'm gonna ask that you not have communications with people sitting in the gallery speaking back and forth. I can only follow one conversation at a time.
Also, the ordinance was adopted April 21st, 2025, so anything that might have related to dates before that would not have been a violation of ordinance and did not yet exist. So none of that would be relevant. So I would object to
The relevancy is that it's been an ongoing and an accepted practice for years, ever since the city of Longwood has been created.
I'm assuming the city would stipulate that prior to the enactment of the ordinance, there were no trespass, in April of 2025, there were no trespass warrants issued for people videotaping in the lobby. Is that correct? You don't need to see the video to show that.
Obviously, we would not have issued trespass warnings for violation of ordinance that did not exist, so I
Right.
can stipulate to that.
So I think, and that people perhaps did video.
Because it wasn't a problem
but I don't
until
know that
Chief
it's
Dowda
something
made it a problem.
Something happened a year
Well,
ago to your particular.
It's ex parte communications on this, and it establishes,
I'm sorry, I don't
But
understand.
it establishes that it's a constitutionally accepted practice with previous evidence. And so I would like to know why the ordinance was created. If we have been allowed to do this for, since, I don't have the exact date.
Are you asking yourself a question?
No,
You
I don't.
can answer the
Yeah,
questions.
this is,
Remember, you're testifying as if a lawyer were asking you questions.
so
You can
I'm
testify
asking
that you
myself,
don't believe.
why all of a sudden, since the,
I'm gonna rule
since-
out the
That's a fair
evidence.
question.
The evidence
Why is it an
is-
issue all of a sudden?
Sustain the objection. It's a year prior to the enactment of the ordinance.
but it has the interaction with
The city will stipulate that
With
there
Mike
were,
April.
that were persons, the interaction with Mike April.
with Deputy Chief Michael Pro.
Before the ordinance was in effect.
Yes. And, multiple times, how he has targeted me and how this is another target effect. Because he saw me out there, he knew who I was in that parking lot.
So you have to lay a foundation for this. You have to
The
give some
foundation
testimony.
is,
Give
he
testimony.
left his communication with the individuals he was speaking to in the parking lot when he noticed me and he knew me from previous interactions. This establishes the previous interactions of me publicly filming for FOIA requests in which I was there on October 24th of this year doing a public records FOIA request.
And that's agreed upon. I think at the city of Sibley, that you did a public records request. I don't think there's any dispute that occurred and that you were filming at that time. As far as the no evidence I've heard today, says you haven't done that. I'm not going to admit based on that, I'm not going to admit the videotape.
Okay. The next one will be, I'd like to show how only City of Longwood, is the City of Longwood the only one that does this? has this ordinance that you're aware of?
So you don't get
Oh,
to
oh.
testify. I'm so
Kidding.
sorry, you're testifying now.
Yeah, so I do not know, and I have evidence that City of Longwood is the only one in Seminole County that has this ordinance. And that I would like to present the evidence in regards to every other city in Seminole County as well, police department lobbies.
Let's take a look at the
Is
ordinance.
what I'm referring to, and the Seminole County Sheriff's Department lobby evidence in which they all state that they are constitutional, it's a constitutional right to film in the lobby.
So that's your testimony.
And so I'm asking I'm asking myself why City of Longwood is the only one that has this ordinance, that isn't posted as an ordinance, it's just a sign on a door, as any other sign would be posted, lacking the knowledge or the indication that this is a law or ordinance. And so I present the evidence to back my question.
It was rainbow colored because that reflects the true colors of Longwood.
It consists of an individual going to each and every police department in Seminole County, as well as the Seminole County Sheriff's Department lobby, and being permitted to film in the lobby and being stated that is a constitutional First Amendment by superior officers in each one of these departments, except for the City of Longwood. And I'm asking, why is City of Longwood seems to think that they're above the Constitution of freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and the unalienable rights in which God gave us, in which government only outlines. So at this
That's
time,
right.
I would like to present
Our
that.
natural rights.
Yeah, I'm object, I was waiting, I'm sorry, trying to be courteous.
Are they gonna have an
So
ordinance against me,
objection is not
praying in the
related
police
to
lobby?
Whether or not other
Is that gonna happen
cities
next?
have ordinances or enforce ordinances is completely
Can't pray in the police
irrelevant
lobby.
to whether or not
They've already taken away the ability
ordinance
or the right to
and
take pictures.
violated it. And so with respect to what other cities do and what their laws are, is not relevant to this proceeding. And
This is a corrupt city attorney, Mr. Langley. Mr.
Mr.
Langley is about as corrupt as they come.
Ordinances or they know evidence of that would be irrelevant anyway. All cities have different ordinances on the books. It doesn't mean one is constitutional to do something, one is not, just because one city may have an ordinance and the other may not. There are policy reasons for doing things or not doing things. And it doesn't even speak to the constitutionality, which is already been addressed.
And
Oh, this guy's a clown.
I decline to accept that, or I object to it, however it is, because it does lead to the constitutionality. We reside in Seminole County. We are under county. Does this, asking him, it's hard for me to ask a question to myself when I already have the answer to it. So, how is Longwood subsidized? How does Longwood incur the public officials and the police department? It's through public.
Okay, we're just
Taxes
talking
and
right now,
bonds.
talking about it. You can argue that in closing, you can argue it in argument, we're testifying here.
So,
If the video's gonna show me that, or show, put into evidence, how long is the video, by the way? How long? You've gone to every city clerk and.
they're real short clips. Does it show how long the video is?
That would be the end of our hearing.
So
I understand we have 30
can,
minutes.
we can skip a couple of them, but the whole thing is in regards to, and I'll submit it to you for you to review.
If you want to proffer to me, as a proffer, that you believe that this exhibit's gonna show me that every other city, there's no other city or county in Seminole County that has an ordinance, I can submit that to you.
And it's not about the ordinance, they're stating that it's a constitutional right.
That you have that testimony from other cities, not
Yes.
from the city of Longwood. I would take that as a proffer, and you could submit that to me with your evidence, just in the interest of time, sir, because we were gonna watch that and we're gonna conclude.
I've been to plenty of police departments that have affirmed that I have more than a right to record in that lobby.
Email some other form.
Longwood is just
I will watch.
tyrannical. They want to control everything and
Submitted
everybody.
for that limited purpose.
Okay, so, we, due to the fact that I was unaware that I had to subpoena witnesses,
Which is why you need an attorney usually.
I don't have the information in who created this, because apparently it was just submitted by Chief Dowda, but he's not the one who created this, and I was,
Chief Dowda definitely pushed it. It was
want to
probably his
find
idea.
out. That's why I had submitted all those individuals who had signed this ordinance, and
Chief Dowda's not here today.
in regards to who actually drew
His
this
deputy
ordinance
chief was
up.
here earlier today.
Because somebody had to have been, an expert in legal terms to include these case laws to make it a ordinance. They had to have some expertise in this. And Chief Dowda, during Mr. Gray's interview, said he did not create this, he just presented it. And I know it seems like I'm doing a closing argument here, but I'm just bewildered that, you know, we're paying for I'm paying, you know, through taxes, I'm paying to be prosecuted by the people that I'm paying to uphold the law and the Constitution, and they're claiming that this is constitutional, and it's not. Smith v. Cummings states
I
so.
would object, this is legal argument, not testimony.
And so at this time, I guess I'm done asking myself questions, and I'll just go to closing arguments.
See if the city has any cross-examination of you, and before you do that, then you're welcome to go to closing. And you can do that from here or from your seat. I know you said you have some mobility issues, but the city needs to have some questions, Mr. Haslett.
Hey, good morning. So, again, like the deputy chief said, thank you for your service in the military. I do have a couple
They
questions
spit at the
for you.
Constitution.
Did you record video and audio in the police department lobby on October 24th, 2025?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Were you
I
aware?
was not aware of it being an ordinance due to the signage on the door.
Okay, but you read the signage on the lobby door before you
Yes, I
entered?
did.
so
And I
you-
took it as just a deterrent, but not as a law, statute, code, regulation, or any legal or lawful order.
Do you agree that the deputy chief, during his interaction with you, informed you that there was an ordinance that prohibited recording in the PD lobby before he trespassed you?
I believe he did, yes.
Okay. So at that time, were you not in belief or disbelief of what the deputy chief was telling you was?
Yes, there was no direct evidence. I've had interactions with, at the time, he was not deputy chief, Michael April. He was internal affairs supervisor or whatever highest rank he was at that time. He has been disrespectful, outright belligerent, obnoxious,
Yep.
tyrannical, and authoritarian towards me in regards to FOIA requests that I had filmed prior to this unconstitutional ordinance being enacted in April of this year. And that was evidence in both those videos that I have. He actually, I had taken and made a statement about F you, and he said, how do you know what my sexual preference is? What I might like it up the ass. This is not a person that we want in our government who acts like that.
Yep.
Secondly, I have made formal complaints in which he has investigated but found no merit to it. And the evidence, and the reason that I'm here is because what happened the day prior and what continues to happen with certain individuals along with police department, especially Michael, now Deputy Chief Michael O'Pro. I was not aware he was Deputy Chief Michael O'Pro when he came out. I thought he was, once again, IA director or whatever the title is that he held at that time of 2 years ago. And the evidence and the videos that I'll submit to you will show his interference in my acceptance and submission of public records FOIA requests. And so,
Okay,
The city's asking the questions, if you
Yeah.
want to complete your answer, don't let the city ask. you.
and that was quite not responsive to the question, but that's fine. In your questioning earlier, and some of your statements, you alluded to, prior trespass warnings in appeal hearings. You remember that? You were alluding to that?
yeah.
So when you got trespassed from the lobby on October 24th, 2025, were you at that time aware that the city had already issued trespass warnings for
No.
violations?
No,
No? When did you become aware of that?
I found that out, and whatever day I posted that video is when I got responses, from Mr. Gray saying that, oh, he was here that morning for the trespass warning while I was being trespassed at the Longwood Police Department for the same thing. That's when I found out that there was previous individuals who had been trespassed from the lobby of the police department. I had no knowledge prior to it. And to be honest with you, I actually misread the front of the door, which is my ignorance. I actually was elated. I thought I was filming it when I said the comment that, wow, Longwood's actually accepted the openness and the accountability that we're able to film in the lobby. I honestly thought it said, in that picture, it says it's prohibited. I thought it said not prohibited. And you can see when, throughout that video, that I turned around and I was reading the signage from inside the lobby, and that's when I noticed it said prohibited, and that's when I went to say, well, that's unconstitutional. Because at first, I actually thought they were being open and forthcoming, hey, come in, and you're allowed to record public officials during normal business, time, place, and mannerism of public officials, police officers doing their duty. And so when I walked in there, it was my, better word, I guess, my ignorance or misreading of that. And then I corrected myself later on in the video saying that it was prohibited, but I had no knowledge that it was an ordinance or anybody else had been trespassed until well after this, I had posted it. And once again, you're asking the question.
Make sure your answers are responsive.
Did the deputy chief call you on October 24th after he gave you a trespass warning to follow up on a public records request that you intended to make?
Yes, and I believe he also, and it was approximately 2 hours later, like he said, it was somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that, or maybe 4 o'clock, somewhere around there. And then a couple hours later, he asked me if I wanted to make a request to him over the phone. I asked him, are you recording this? He goes, no. He answered no. He failed to mention that in his questioning of when you asked him. He failed to mention that I asked him if he was recording this. He failed to mention that he responded no. And at that time is when I said, no, I'm not going to make the request to you because, as he stated, I don't trust him. I trust, and I have no ill manner about the uniform and police officers. It's the individuals wearing the police uniform, doing criminal acts under the guise of color of law. My nephew is is a law enforcement officer. My other nephew was a law enforcement officer. I don't have a problem with law enforcement. Only the bad ones. And Mr. April, Deputy Chief now April, seems to be one of those bad individuals with the multiple interactions that we've had. And so I didn't believe any word that he said. I have submitted on that day as well 3 formal complaints that were accepted by the clerk, timestamp, in regards to their action and refusal to accept my FOIA request. At that time that I was in there recording, not as a First Amendment auditor, but for my own personal record, because otherwise I would have to pay again to get that information from people I'm already paying in taxes for doing their job.
So did the deputy chief not give you other options other than over the telephone for making a phone
It doesn't matter if he gives me other options.
Well, that's
It
not-
is a yes or no question.
Yeah,
Yes,
he did, okay. Did you make a records request in another, method that,
I went to the city hall.
okay, so you were able to do your public records request?
Yes, but not at the time and not in person, which I am entitled to. Every citizen is entitled to go in front and ask any government agent for a records request in person. If I had asked, they came out of, and I believe Sergeant Gelb stopped the video recording when they came out of the police department.
This lady is a
Because
magistrate.
I'm to the best
Just so
of my
y'all know,
knowledge,
I see some of y'all
he asked me
debating who she
about,
is.
would you like
She's
to
the
make
magistrate.
your FOIA request? And outside the lobby of the Longwood Police Department on October 24th. And I said yes, and I gave him the rundown of the FOIA request and what the FOIA request involved. It was involving Longwood Police Department cruiser, had no I didn't know who was in the police officers in the cruiser, making multiple civil traffic violations, disregarding the law, and this isn't the second time I have experiences. I experienced it firsthand. Incident, in an unfortunate incident with Longwood where I was arrested. These officers do not believe in wearing seatbelts, and so I know I'm in closing.
I'm just, well, those questions, the city, I want to make sure the city's getting its questions asked, because then we're gonna go to closing.
Yeah, I have no other questions, and every time I ask a question, he talks about something completely different anyway. So no more
No more
questions.
questions, okay. So that would conclude any witnesses on your end, any witnesses for the city. So options now, closing arguments, which I'm open to hear, but I want to ask after that, you said each of you is going to, are you going to submit, you weren't able to do the case law and put it together, so we're so late last night, Mr. Rice. How much time would you need to get me the video?
I mean, you could take the video, or could, Leanne, can you download that and send her everything on there? Is that acceptable? She has possession of it
It's up
now.
to the city. I wanted to make sure that the city wants it to come through the clerk versus coming from you, because I want to make sure you don't say it was the same and you provided it to me. I prefer it come from you, but
Yeah, that's how we've been doing it, is like, I'll send it to you and.
you would be sending it to me and to the city attorney at the same time. My concern is, if she sends it to me, you might tell the city altered it in some manner. I want to make sure that I directly have from you what you intend.
Okay, then at this time, will I get that thumb drive back from you?
What's a thumb drive?
Yes. And unfortunately,
I gotta make sure I have
there's
devices to
two
play it on right
incidences.
now.
Their system doesn't allow, 2 of the evidences that are there. One evidence,
Once you submit something into evidence like a thumb drive, it doesn't come back. That's
The
the rule
city
on
can make
evidence.
a
It's
copy.
submitted, becomes part of the record.
Well, if we're trying to submit evidence, I would object because it wasn't done here at the hearing. I thought we were talking
Rules
about
of
case
evidence
law.
don't apply.
Are we talking about?
Videos that he was gonna put in, give me a video to
Oh,
look
okay,
at.
got it. You're proffering that one video,
Right.
but are we
One
talking about
video.
other things?
And then also,
there's the video in which we watched that I recorded
Yeah,
on the day.
that's fine.
There's the 2 interactions in which led me to believe that he was not a deputy chief, and he didn't
I don't think
identify
those were
himself.
admitted,
No, those
sir.
were not admitted.
The videos, there was one video that I said I would look at, he made a proffer about it, where there were interviews in all the cities and counties, you said in Seminole County.
Yes.
Where that they didn't have the ordinance, that they said it was, and that you have recordings of all those individuals saying it was constitutional. So I said it was 27 minutes, it was that 27-minute recording. I'm aware, I saw the video that you posted of the incident, you can provide that to me, those are only 2 videos that were admitted into evidence today. That's separate and apart for any, you said you were going to give me a list of case law in support of your arguments, but
Yes.
you weren't able to do that prior to the hearing today. Those are the items I need from you. We're gonna make closing arguments, I'm just gonna have about 5 minutes to make your closing to me.
Right.
Or if you could be closing arguments in writing, it's up to you. But I'm requesting if I can get those materials from you by the close of business Friday.
Yes.
And the city could provide me with anything additional materials or
I don't believe so. We submitted, legal argument during the hearing.
the memorandum, that's your.
Yes, unless there are some surprises in what he submits you, I don't intend to submit anything else.
So it's up to you how you give me, if you wanna make a second copy of that, thumb drive, if I take it from you, you don't get it back, and because it's evidence.
I understand it, and that's a big thumb drive, and there's only,
If you could excerpt some things from there.
but my question is, because I think 2 of the items you can't pull up because your system doesn't work. So I don't know what your system is. She's not able to post, or even,
Would you be able to put them on another thumb drive?
no, it's their system here. It's not the thumb drive, it's their system, correct?
No, I meant with just the items you want me to consider, instead of all the other additional materials and smaller, separate. Take your thumb drive and
Okay.
take off of it, or email me those clips in the city. But anytime you communicate with me, you have to send it to the city attorney as well.
Okay,
So we can make sure that it's all the same thing.
okay.
I'll leave it to you how you provide it to me, but if you're able to by 5 o'clock Friday. Short
Yes.
of that,
Yes,
Short of
yes.
that, I'm going either to rule, or I'm gonna have to have an extension, I'm giving an order because I only have so much time that I can do this.
Yeah, that is fine. I should be able to
So
have that
closings.
all done.
Would each of you like to make a verbal closing at this time?
You care to go first?
I'll let you do the honor, sir.
Isn't that always the way?
Well, you're the appellant, that's how it normally would go.
I know, it's always, the
That's
ones
not
who
our-
get paid by the public are always the ones that have the last word, not the public themselves, but anyway.
Well, sir, if you, sitting can
That's
say
true.
nothing, you don't have to make the closing, he doesn't have to either, so
I understand. So,
about
And
10 minutes left,
yeah,
so.
I have multiple things,
Sure.
but it's gonna be down to the, the negligence of the city government of Longwood, and the Longwood Police Department, especially the hierarchy, lieutenants, chief of police, assistant chief of police, or any police officer in regards to not notifying and posting that this is an ordinance, other than the requirements in order to present an ordinance to be accepted as an ordinance. Also, the person who created this ordinance has never been identified. It's the only identification of
That's
this
true.
ordinance was
That's true.
presented by
We all kind of know it was Chief Dowda.
Police Dowda, in which he has very limited knowledge in regards to any of this, according to previous testimony in the same similar case. The city, the first whereas says it's a First Amendment auditor. If you go back, and I'll be glad to give you my YouTube channel, my first post was 2 years ago. I haven't posted anything. I am not a First Amendment auditor. I do track my government officials because the multiple civil violations in which the public gets pulled over are negated and dismissed by the law enforcement that we pay to uphold law. And that's what this, this FOIA request was. It was in regards to, me watching and by happen chance, I was behind the cruiser and I watched him fail to indicate a turn signal 100 feet from the stop sign. I've watched him do a term of stop and go. It wasn't even a stop, it was a roll through. Changing multiple lanes in traffic without turn signals, failure to wear a seatbelt, failure to identify themselves. In the FOIA request that I submitted, I was under the impression and heard, and it's in the video, that I was told by the passenger police officer who eventually made a traffic stop for running a stop sign on Rangeline Road. And that individual drove down the wrong side of the road to their house, well beyond a safe and legitimate area in which the law requires you to pull over. My neighbors got 3 tickets for parking on the opposite side of the road in the wrong direction. Here, this police officers, 2 of them, followed an individual driving down the wrong side of the road, parking on the wrong side of the road, and failed to stop in a adequate space. And so that was what my FOIA request was in regards to. It was to identify the driver who failed to identify himself, and then Mr. Deputy Chief April actually made the statement, I believe, that when I said I was making the FOIA request on Officer Beal, he stated that they have no Officer Beal employed. And yet, the information...
Sir, there's been no evidence of any of this.
This is...
A closing argument is where you say based on
Well,
the
this
evidence.
is the issue at hand for this ordinance. That I believe that they do not want the public to know of their criminal activities. And when you walk into Longwood Police Department lobby, there is absolutely no signage inside stating that it's an ordinance. It is the most secured lobby in all of Seminole County, and almost anywhere that I've seen in local counties and cities. It is almost like a dungeon when you walk into there. You're looking through a hole this big to speak to someone.
Yeah.
There's
We
no
all saw that on my channel, right,
transparency
Liberty
of their
Trollers?
job
You remember?
performance, which is stated under the Constitution, First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, 14th Amendment, and I believe even the 6th Amendment, that we have as a general public and citizens of the United States and residents of the state of Florida and a resident of Seminole County and Longwood for almost 50 years, that we're not allowed to film them. But we can step outside that lobby and film them all day long. But why are we not? What are they hiding in that lobby that is so detrimental, as I believe the ordinance states, disruptive? How is disruptive handing a FOIA request to Kathy Ortiz that has a placard in the video, a record specialist? She walked right past me to go get law enforcement, instead of doing her job of accepting a public record FOIA request.
Do your damn jobs.
How is that detrimental to her performance of her job? She's a record specialist. It's also disruptive. How is it disruptive? That's her job. What welfare? She's being paid to do this by public fund, public taxes. And the performance of the duties of city employees. Their performance, I couldn't even see her. It's like when you look at the video, you see that, all you see is her head above a giant screen. So how am I disrupting her? I'm not.
You have 5 minutes left, sir.
I'm not,
He hasn't talked yet, so.
I'm not divulging any secrets or any confidential, private information of anybody because of their one-way glass. And so I find that this
They understand, but they don't care.
ordinance is only to protect their tyranny and their outright, criminal act behavior. I mean, nothing has been done in regards to the 3 complaints that I filed against Deputy Chief April, Sergeant Gelm, and Kathy Ortiz in the refusal of accepting a FOIA request in person and recording that for my own record. That was my purpose, not to go in there and monitor them or cause disruption or any of that, but it was simply for my own recording because they redact. They are known to redact, erase, or come up with excuses, or the time frame is so exceedingly long to get that information, it ends up being that you don't get it. In order to get the information that I requested here, they wanted over $700. Now, they have access to it. He works for the city. The clerk has access to it. They work for the city. I pay their wages. Why am I paying them again to get information that they already have? At over $700. You know, the FOIA request in regards to the officers named the driver, but also was giving, and that was 45 cents. I did not get the 2 video body cam footages. They list, so if Officer Beal does not work for City of Longwood, how am I getting a second body cam footage? There's only one officer's name on there. And then, of course, it says 4.
Sir, I don't mean to interrupt.
I understand.
Other arguments
I
you
just
make,
I don't trust these individuals, certain individuals. I should restate that, certain individuals, and it happens to be Mr. April, Deputy Chief April, and I've had severe interactions where I have approached a unmarked police car with its blue lights parked across the street from my house, supposedly doing a speed investigation, but instead he's laying down in his seat with a stereo blast that's so loud that I could hear him over 30 feet away in my front yard. And so when I went back to ask for his name and badge number, he immediately called Chief of Police, and the Chief of Police came out and failed to identify
Sir, it's
the
now,
officer.
it's now
Yeah,
after.
I'm done.
It's now after, do you have any other?
No.
Okay, and city want to make a closing argument, 5 minutes, because we were past time.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna end this how we started it in my closing argument and said what the evidence is going to show is that Mr. Rice violated.
I agree, Mayflower Kid.
He intentionally did
Body
so.
cam should be made available immediately to the public for anyone to just gain access to whenever they want,
That's the evidence.
without being double,
That's all
triple
the city
taxed.
has to show is that there was a violation of the ordinance video audio recording the BP lobby, and that the officer gave a warning and then issued the trespass warning in accordance to the protocol of ordinance. The constitutionality of the ordinance, we've already provided a memorandum of law on that, a couple things on that. The city commission is the legislative body of the city. They adopted the ordinance after 2 public hearings, and it is a law, and the police department enforces it. The notice on the door is additional notice. It's not anything required by law. They actually put citations to ordinance numbers on signage. The ordinance, everyone has constructive notice of it, just like any other law. It's not relevant. It's just sort of red herring to ask questions like, who drafted the ordinance? And anytime someone challenges a law, nobody cares what person in the legislative staff put what part of what law into it. It's a process, and it doesn't ultimately matter. The commission passed the ordinance in the duly constituted manner that's required to under law, and that is the law of the city of Longwood. It's also not relevant what other cities may or may not do, whether they have these ordinances or don't have these ordinances, or have them and don't enforce them, and where they do it. We've argued before and we argue again. There's a valid purpose, reasonable time, place, manner restriction. This is an enclosed government building. It is not outside. It's not a situation for where someone's doing a traffic stop and it's on a public road. This is not a public forum. This is a limited access building. Public's merely invited for limited purposes for which they're invited, no other reason. Once a person violates this ordinance or any other ordinance or law, they're no longer allowed to be conducting any business, whether that was otherwise lawful. Only lawful business is allowed. Mr. Rice was violating the ordinance from the very second he entered the lobby. The evidence shows that. He admitted it today. He admitted it in the videos that you saw. He admitted to Ms. Ortiz. He admitted to the deputy chief. There is no question that he violated the ordinance. He was given a warning, an opportunity to correct that behavior. If he would have corrected it, he would not have been trespass warned. He would have been able to go ahead and make his records request that day. The deputy chief then followed up with him later that day to give him other opportunities to make the same public records request. The city did nothing wrong in that regards. There is actually no law, I don't know where he's coming up with this, that the city has to allow him access in person to make a public records request. And I think he in his testimony even said he came in person and made it at the city hall. So I don't know where he's coming up with. Somehow he was deprived that right, because it sounds like he was given plenty of opportunities to make a records request. Totally irrelevant. Again, red herring. So at the end of the day, he didn't prove that the city did anything wrong by issuing trespass warning. In fact, he proved the opposite. That the city proved its case that the trespass warning was properly issued, that he violated the ordinance. Constitutionality ordinance is clear, as Metro previously knows about that issue from other hearing and the case law that we've provided. I don't know what he intends to provide to you, other case law, but again, we've gone through case law research before this ordinance was adopted. We think, based on our research, it's compliant with all the cases that, especially in this district, Middle District of Florida, federal courts have upheld similar ordinances on the basis that you can do time, place, manner restrictions and limited access to.
We already have time, place, manner restrictions.
I know the word public keeps thrown around. It's a public lobby. It's a public lobby. That doesn't make it an open public forum. That is not.
It's still a limited public forum.
Public lobby doesn't mean public forum. It means generally accessible for limited purposes for which it exists, and once you violate those purposes and go beyond it and violate an ordinance, you're no longer considered allowed to be there. Once you're warned to cease the unlawful behavior, and you're warned to stop it, and then you're told to leave because you're being trespassed. So anyway,
They turned it into a non-public forum is what they did.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank both of you. I hope you feel better, sir. Submit the materials to me by 5 tomorrow, and I will rule timely.
Friday by 5.
I'm in Friday. I'm so sorry. Friday the 5th. Okay.
Yes.
It feels like it must be Thursday. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Do you guys have a microwave somewhere I can heat up my coffee real quick? Back there or anywhere?
It might be a microwave. I don't think they'll allow you back there, though.
Oh.
Do you have it? You want me to see if I can do it for you?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll go grab it from my car real quick. I'm pretty sure they have one back there. I know I can't go back there.
Office here. It's not my place.
Oh, okay. One second, I want to grab my coffee. Coffee comes first, guys. Coffee comes first. I got to heat up my coffee. I didn't bring it inside because I didn't want the mouth noises on camera to disturb you guys during this live stream. So, one second. Let me let's just grab it real fast. Coffee. All right, so what did you guys think of that hearing? I'll tell you what I think here in a minute. They have a microwave back there, I hope, for my coffee.
Wish I did.
All right. Have a good one. I'll see you Friday. So that was the magistrate. I just told her I'll see her Friday because I will. I'm actually going to be doing the same thing because I was also unlawfully trespassed due to this goofy ordinance.
And you accused me of both of them, multiple times.
That's because he's trash.
I got my coffee right here. If you
Let me see if I can find it.
I appreciate it.
What's he doing?
Hopefully find a microwave to heat up my coffee.
Dude, I would not take your coffee back after that guy touched it. Are you joking? You're gonna
Man,
drink that?
I like coffee that much.
Wow. Guys, can I get a vote in here?
You're a brave man.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Congrats on taking a
I'm
stand
sorry I
here.
missed you too.
No, this is, man, you see what I have?
Yeah.
And that's only half of it.
That was actually the whole notice thing. It should
It-
die on that because you do need proper notice. If a trespass sign wasn't properly noticed,
Right.
the trespass sign doesn't work.
Exactly.
It has to have the code.
You weren't here when April was here, but he has falsely stated the trespass warning. And, he says offenders, 0. Where it says ordinance, 0.
Yeah, he's saying, well, we can fill this paperwork out at it whatever way
Some
we
other-
want.
Some computer fills it out. That's not the way the law works. You're a professional. You're supposed to fill it out. When you see a computer glitch or information that is not correct, then you, as a public servant and a deputy chief of police, should be notifying, hey, because legitimately, that's entrapment.
Yeah, I agree.
That is strictly entrapment when there's a sign out there not designating it being
Thank you.
a lawful order.
Well, it's better than being lukewarm. I appreciate it.
Coffee, I would not drink that.
Ah,
Try
I'm all right.
rice in there or something.
I appreciate it, man.
He makes up law and then says, oh, this is binding. Some injunction out of the middle district.
And
What
his
did the text
statement
message say?
I thought you made a good point, though, that just because they
The
have
text
the
message you
decal
sent, what did it
on the
say?
doors, there's
Right.
no reference to
What
the
does that-
ordinance. So somebody like myself who goes into
already
public
did.
buildings as an
think
auditor,
I'll
so
find
you're not
out?
an auditor. You explained that very well. So my point
You are
is,
violating the
asshole.
law right now.
Mhm.
We should all be trespassed because
You
we're
have the
video
day you deserve.
recording
You
in
called that
City
correct.
Hall. In that ordinance, it says all city property
That's fucking right.
throughout the city of Longwood, even leased.
does it say
properties.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's something
so I
else I
gotta
was going to
see
ask
that.
because I thought it was just particular to that police department
No,
here.
no, no, I've got a real treat for you. They had a sign on the store over here. They took it down.
It says in the ordinance, the entire city of Longwood,
Mm-hmm.
you are prohibited from video recording anywhere in any of the buildings.
Well, the city manager has to, it's up to the.
Now, I was here
I'll be right
for
back, all right?
I was here for a city council meeting, and I'll say this real quick. I did talk to the city manager afterwards, and this is all video recorded. And I asked him, politely, like, "Hey, does this just pertain to the police department?" Or he said he couldn't give me an answer. He didn't really know, but he said as far as he knows, it seems like nobody really knows what it applies to exactly.
Oh, thank you.
But he told me that he thinks it just applies to the police department. So what you're telling me is kind of new to me. Of course, I haven't really combed through the ordinance myself yet. But I mean, I know what I was saying to you earlier is that you made a good point with the decal, because it doesn't reference the ordinance. You wouldn't know, as somebody who doesn't, like, say you didn't have a computer, you just didn't think to look it up. You were coming here to conduct lawful business, and you
Yeah.
walk in, they say, yo, you can't record here. The decal on the door says you can't. And you're like, well, I've been to other public buildings that say similar things, signs that say you can't video record or engage in photography, but we all know those are just signs. They don't mean anything.
Exactly.
And it really shouldn't mean anything with this ordinance either, but,
And I wasn't gonna mention it, not to cut you off, but I actually said, honestly, when I saw that signage, I misread it and saw it said not prohibited.
Right.
I actually was elated, and as I stated that, man, they've accepted the right to film them during normal business hours.
Right.
But then when I turned around and read it, I'm going, oh, it's prohibited except law enforcement. But then you have to pay to get that video.
Right.
So once again, now that falls into extortion. You as a public citizen aren't allowed to record your interactions for your own personal, at your cost. Now you have to pay them, and they're gonna read it.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever else,
So you,
or lose it.
Right. You argued, I thought, very good points, showing that they are guilty of, it could be argued, of entrapment and extortion at the same time, as it relates to this ordinance prohibiting people from recording, because it just creates a problem from nothing. People's lives can be turned upside down when you get most people, if they were to get arrested, it literally turns their life upside down over what? Something that we already have time, place, manner restrictions on.
Honor your oath. How many times has he been trespassed on the sidewalks?
Right. Yeah, man, it's getting towards a 1984 Orwellian society, more and more authoritarian, man, all the way.
And I've had, I'm gonna have to have somebody help me.
What do you need help with?
And I made the statement, you know.
I'm gonna close the chambers up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna help him with the stuff. We'll get out of here. All right. Well, I'll try. I'm holding a tripod on one hand and a coffee in the other, so I can just watch. I'll just talk, make it go by a little faster.
And Leanne, thank you for your assistance.
Is there anything else I can help you with here?
Actually,
I'll sit over here.
it's just unfortunate, you know, that you have evidence and then they time frame you. You know, they restrict you from actually, you know, doing it because they feel something else is more important.
Right.
Well, my life and my trespassing is important to me.
Yeah.
And 2 hours divided by 2 and everything else gives you a half an hour.
I know. It's
an
administrative court, and I need to say this out loud because the viewers need to know. This is an administrative court. It's not like a district, your typical district court. I believe that ultimately this is going to have to go to district court. Somebody's going to have to be arrested and take it to that court, because here in the administrative court, they kind of, you're arguing within a vacuum.
Yeah.
Did you get a motion of limine as well? That's the game. Yeah.
She immediately denied it.
Okay.
Which surprised me.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's why I brought.
Oh, they denied the city's motion of limine. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She
I'm surprised.
Denied, and she added in. That's when I told her. I said, "Well, that's why I'm having Mr. Gray testify, because you prohibited, and so did Langley, the constitutionality of this."
Right.
And you and now you emailed me saying that you will accept constitutionality evidence.
Right.
Well, how can you do it for one case and not the other?
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm arguing my case on this Friday, so just a couple more days. I'll be doing the same. You're welcome to attend if you want.
Man, I'm going for my back.
You all are welcome in the live stream. You guys are all welcome to come to mine. It's this Friday. I was also cast out of the ever sensitive, very special police department here in Longwood.
It's amazing I got all this stuff in when I brought it in. Due to rushing. Yes.
Now the people in Longwood are pretty nice for the most part. They just, it's run by tyrants.
Thank you.
There, I opened the door. I did something.
I wasn't going to throw you on the bus, but you signed. Did you not sign this ordinance?
No.
Oh, that was Mongo. Longo, yeah. My vehicle. Stop running.
Who is the best person to ask about details on the ordinance in the city? Would it be the city attorney, Mr. Langley?
Yes, sir.
He's the best one to ask? Okay.
Chuffing with the answer to that. I mean, I had contact with,
Where did Foshin go? Do you know where Foshin, where he parked?
Who?
Foshin. Do you know where he?
I don't even know what he would drive.
Oh, I don't either.
I think.
I'm sure we'll see him here shortly. But Just to kind of close out, I'm live streaming right now.
Right.
Right now, there's a little over 100 in here. So, is there anything? You're not an auditor. You made that clear. You decided to just create your channel or start making a video once you heard about this ordinance.
Yeah.
And
Once I was
yep.
trespassed, and I felt that this is directly. I mean, I have spent since the 24th of October this year, all the way up until 2 a.m. this morning, doing nothing but researching all the case law. And it's ironic that they bring in case law, even though it's in District 7, I believe.
Okay.
Circuit Court 7, 11, I mean.
Okay.
That they're using stuff out of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though Georgia is in this district.
Right.
That has no relevancy whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, they're doing something similar at Punta Gorda as well.
Yeah, same with Punta Gorda.
Mm-hmm.
And then throughout those case laws that they were at, but Smith versus Cummings.
Yeah, see,
Same
that's
thing.
I wanted to scream that during this hearing. I was like, it's already been decided upon. Smith v. Cummings, you
Yeah.
can observe your government in the course of their official duties.
And I have corresponding case laws that back up Smith and Cummings, in which Smith and Cummings was based off of,
Mm-hmm.
all the way back to pre-England times. England. That's why we created America in the Constitution, so we didn't have government controlling us. That was the whole purpose of.
Right.
the
And you
First
heard it
Amendment.
right out of the deputy chief's mouth. They don't want you in there recording because they can't control the flow of
Exactly.
information that might be
becomes
obtained from there.
authoritarianism and tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I've said before, extortion. Now I can't record, but I can go in there with a pen and pencil and write everything down, even if, like he said, if somebody wants to come in and claim a rape,
Right.
I can sit there and write that all down.
Exactly.
That's not a violation.
Or fictitiously record. Yeah.
But they're recording it.
Yeah.
So all I gotta do is request a FOIA request, but pay them
Yep.
to get that.
Rules for thee, but not
You
for me.
know?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Government is for the people, by the people, and of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Not for the police
Preach it. Yep.
and government,
Oh, yeah.
and only for the government.
That's right.
And Longwood's gotten really bad with these people. I've had plenty of interactions. When I came and dropped off my appeals,
Mm-hmm.
the city clerk told me I could drop it in their drop box. I searched the whole premises. My mom brought me up to do that. And I asked, and it's very vague in the ordinance. It says 10 days. Is that 10 consecutive days or 10 business days?
I think it's calendar
Longwood
days.
Police
Yeah.
Department isn't open on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And it says in the appeals that if you appeal this, you must appeal it at the place in which you got trespassed.
Right.
How can I appeal it and turn in my appeal into the Longwood City Police Department if I'm trespassed from there?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
You know,
I'm
the
sure.
whole
Yeah.
ordinance
Yeah,
is just
I see what
so.
Yeah. It's getting worse, but I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. I just left the Eustis Police Department. You know where Eustis is, right?
Oh yeah.
I spoke to the chief there, Chief Capri. He's actually, despite whatever past, I know nothing about him other than my interaction with him personally. And he was like, oh yeah, record all you want. And this was inside the police lobby at the police department there in Eustis. And I'm going to see if he can come here and maybe talk some sense into the chief here, Chief Dowda.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sorry I didn't catch up with you the day you came up to
Yeah.
Daytona.
No, that was.
Are you still streaming?
I'm muted.
Do you, either one of you guys, see, my nephew, who's a cop, is the one who was able to download this on my thumb drive. I have no clue how to do this shit. I started writing everything down because it cost me a new battery. I haven't used my laptop since 2017. I had to go buy a new battery, a printer, all the paper, a new power cord, a mouse, just to be able to look stuff up. And then, at first, I was looking up and handwriting it. Then I had to wait and purchase a printer. I'm going, man, this is ridiculous. I went broke. I'm on disability. I get $1,246 a month. It broke me because I've spent close to $500 just for stuff that I probably won't ever use again.
There's something called attorneys on retainer. I believe that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
I-
You pay $400 a year, and you don't have to go bankrupt to
Yeah.
protect yourself.
Well,
Or
there's,
you know,
even here
so.
in Longwood, there's free legal assistance. I called them. They said, well, they pay us. We can't represent you. Wait a minute, it's public funds. And I found that to be against the law. I mean, a pro should have been arrested right then and there for filing a false statement about the description of my vehicle. And
I'm not going to argue with you on it.
and the
Here's
actual
the Jeep, guys. There
no
it
no
is.
no that's yeah.
Might
Yeah.
as well be.
I mean, this is how we were parked. He was standing here with Sergeant Gelm at a car in this parking space. I pulled up right next to him. Every Jeep that I know says either Jeep or the make, the model, Cherokee. Mine says nothing, except he had to walk past it, and mine says Nissan Pathfinder all over the back of it.
Goddamn Jeeps.
You know, but it's a Jeep. He falsified a legal document that was accepted by the government.
Yeah, but they, you know how they do. How they explain that all. Oh, it was just a mistake.
Yeah,
Mr.
you
Rice.
could have wrote down a
Yeah.
dark green SUV. I wouldn't have
You
had a
could have
problem
been in
with
the
it.
convertible. Oh, I
But
forgot.
you
I don't
named-
recall.
You named a make and model, a specific make and model. You know, April did. So what gave you that information? Where did you come up? And how often do you do
This is a long live
falsified
stream.
documents? You know?
Well,
it was
they
just
do it on the daily.
Yeah,
you know they do it on
I'm
the
assuming
daily.
they do it. I still haven't gotten a response from the AI in regards to them not accepting
I
it.
haven't. So
And like he said, since when does it say where I'm getting this information that we're allowed to?
yeah, that's the whole thing. Like it actually does say in the law that you can do it in person.
Yeah.
And it also says to not create an undue delay. So yeah, you still got to come over here and do it.
Right.
But why the fuck did you have to walk all the way from over there over to here to do something that you should have been able to do over there?
Yeah. Oh, and
It's
in
like
your
they don't
case-
get it. Like, oh, if we just waste a little bit of your time, it's okay.
In your
Yeah,
case,
they think it's designed for their convenience. It's the other way around.
It matter if I'm standing here or I'm standing here, like in your case.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it makes a big difference to me. I got to back up because you're so tall.
So what makes it different? Being in the lobby that is the most secure lobby I've ever seen.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, everybody I ever spoke to that has ever gone in there feels like it's a dungeon. You know?
Yeah, it's the most
Dude,
unwelcoming
it is-
lobby I've ever been in.
Right.
And I've been in a while.
Every time I go in there, I start cracking up. I'm like, this is real life. This is
And
not.
then and then they put the Constitution
Virtual reality.
out there in front for you.
Yeah.
Hey, take a look at our
And then he said,
Constitution.
we'll take your FOIA request, but you got to come outside here.
Yeah,
That's
air
so
conditioning
true.
For us, you fuck.
Yeah, not for you, even though we pay.
Yeah, I know you pay for the air conditioning, but get your ass outside, you son of a
Their
bitch.
budget 2 years ago was $55 million for the Longwood Police Department. I have that.
Wow.
Yeah. And once again, the whole thing was over watching Officer Mills, who must be a trainee, and the other officer, who I still don't know who it is.
They've got some bad officers. I just ran into Brian.
Where?
You,
Where at Longwood here? Yeah, of course. Oh, Bryant with the T at the end.
Send this.
How big are the? I can.
The longest one is 27 minutes. I mean, the
Yes.
whole thing
Yes, I can-
isn't much. They weren't able to pull up the two pictures, one of my Nissan and one of a 2000 green Jeep Cherokee. They're just still photos. That's two. Then it's Twisted Luck, he went to every city.
That was a good video.
Yeah, it was. It couldn't have come out at a better time, you know? The Seminole County Sheriff's Department, I went to the Seminole County, I've called the FDLE personally in Tallahassee, and they told me what I needed to do. They said, I need to file a formal complaint. And I explained to the lady, and I'm not gonna mention her name, that the person I'm filing the complaint is now the deputy chief, but I don't know if he's still the AI director or chief of internal affairs. And
So is
we've
he
had-
investigating his own?
So he'd be investigating his own thing. She goes, it doesn't matter. Just go file them. So I filed one on Kathy Ortiz, a deputy chief, Michael April, and then Sergeant Jesse Gelm.
Yeah, Gum's a piece of
And
shit, too.
I got
Yeah.
them stamped, but I had to come here to do it. And get them date stamped and that. And I haven't heard anything from them in regards to their failure to accept my FOIA request when I was there. Instead, it was more important. And
Yeah,
I know he targeted me.
Statutorily, it's called what it is in the statute. It's an undue delay. They're creating
Yes.
an undue delay in the production of the record.
I use that all the time. I say that when, you know, I got that from you, actually. That's where I learned it from initially, and I looked it up. But is there any kind of consequence that we can,
Well, I mean, all of these things are crimes, right?
Yeah.
These are all crimes.
but they won't enforce it on themselves?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not. I mean, they're not gonna.
But is there
they
technically-
had
I'm just-
somebody come out
Uh-huh.
and file a report saying they're not accepting the record.
Right.
So he's gotten that on record. But there's a difference between having it on record and then getting somebody charged for it. You know.
Right.
Right. On there, you'll see my dash cam. What I explained what the FOIA request was for, because I just happened to come down 1792. I was coming home from Home Depot, and the red lights to turn on 434.
If you guys in the chat have any questions that you want me to ask on your behalf regarding this unconstitutional ordinance or anything to do with this hearing that just took place in here, or about the conversation we're having, please leave it in the comments here. Try to make it short because the chat goes quickly on me and disappears.
Prior to the stop sign, after the school bus made their right-hand turn, they pulled up and then they put their light on. Then they go behind the church through that parking lot. I believe there's a rolling stop there. There's another rolling stop going out of the church, and then improper lane changes.
That sounds about right.
And so I'm going, those are all ticketable offenses. They're all motor vehicle civil violations.
For us.
For us. And so I'm
For
going, okay,
non-sovereigns.
I'll still follow them. I could turn down Grant Street, and then, well, you know, I'm still not that far from my house. I can go to 430 or 427 and pull in.
I got some, if you don't mind, do you mind if I interject with some questions from the chat?
No.
Some of the things that I know, and I heard people kind of asking or bringing up points like nothing's ever going to get done unless somebody sues somebody or takes it to, like, say, district court. Right. So do you have any? So one of the questions somebody asked in the chat when I said, do you all have any questions you want me to ask on your behalf? They said, is this going to be taken to court?
To be honest with you and everybody else, I was preparing something, but because of my physical condition, I just had my leg fixed this year. After 42 years, it was broke back in '84, and being 20 years old, I didn't listen to the doctors in my leg. They put 3 titanium rods from my knee to my leg and a pin and a screw in my ankle. Mm-hmm. And so I started walking like this, and my leg bowed. It cocked my hips. So I just had my leg cut in half above my ankle. Mm-hmm. They pulled the rods out and put a pipe down behind my knee through my tibia. That happened this year, and now that my hips are realigned, my back is messed up. And so my whole goal this year was to get my physical condition back to where I'm not in constant pain all the time. And then I was going to start doing Longwood infractions, because this isn't the first time that I noticed they drove off on this without a seatbelt. He practically ran me over. You'll see it on that thumb drive.
So how do we take?
Drives me over.
How do we take this to court, or what court would it be? Would it be district court, right?
We sue him in the middle district and federal court.
And we can go right to a civil lawsuit then from, like, say, like if you get a denial from this verdict today for this trespass appeal hearing we just had, if she comes back, the magistrate comes back, say tomorrow, whenever she drops the denial, which she probably will, at that point, I guess you could go straight to suing the city then, right? For civil rights violations.
We're all in a position that.
Well, and I believe
we're
prior restraint.
Right. So this is we're just exhausting our measures right now.
Who are video
when you go to sue,
I believe, from my understanding,
you want to exhaust all your measures first.
Is against the law.
It is.
They are and I firmly believe April, because we've had
prior restraint would be what you would sue them for.
Where he has interjected himself into me filing public records. he has stopped the conversation and went in because he saw me with a phone in my hand.
Yeah.
So there's another one I can get. And I know Mr. Rice, he doesn't listen. He thinks he's above the law. I'm not. I'm abiding by the law. FOIA request in 1967, which was enacted in 1966, or formed in 66 and enacted in 1967, allows us, Freedom of Information Act. It's a constitutional right. The First Amendment. And, you know, I like I stated in there, that first thing, that first whereas, that says something about now everybody's got video cameras. Well,
Yeah.
I found the case law, and it involves a road in Virginia where this guy was filming, and apparently it's haunted or numerous murders.
Just down here for a second.
Within a short period of time on that stretch of road. But he ended up in a national park. And and back then you have to have a permit and pay a fee to record on national parks, filming.
Yeah.
Well, he fought that, and the state's response was, well, all the equipment it takes to film. We don't want props and like Star Wars to come out on a national park and disturb the peace. And I understand that, but it also says now, when this was written, it was 2 years before cell phones had cameras, 5 years before YouTube was created. And so that's what that phrase refers to, is now video recording is everybody does it. Instead of helping somebody not getting beat up, everybody would rather stand around and watch them get beat up and not
As long as they
interject.
got it on recording.
Yeah, as long as they're recording and they're,
I would watch it get beaten to a pulp.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, I have to bring up something else, because going back to what the chat wants to hear more about is, they're all saying
what it sounds like here, and I'll just interject. It sounds like Mark's not in a position to take this to federal court. So it
But
sounds like
I am.
that where he is right now, today.
Yeah, today, no.
But I intend to take this further. So.
And I will do the same. I'm going to exhaust the same measures that you guys did, coming here and fighting it in court, knowing that you're going to lose in the administrative court, which really doesn't mean anything.
Because it's hilarious.
It's about creating the record, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
And
about
so,
exhausting all measures so you
back
can
to
show.
the FLE,
Yep.
They used to have on their cruisers honesty, integrity, and courage.
Was that the chief?
Was plastered on the side of their cars. Those words, honesty, integrity, and courage.
Mm-hmm.
That was their logo. You don't see that anymore on our cars.
No, now it says
Longwood.
fealty to ordinances.
Yeah, and so back to
Hail to the king.
To the lose my mind. I got so many case laws running in.
Well, just I got to end this live stream pretty soon, if you don't mind. I just need to say a couple more things. So there's you've heard of TAC. It's a nonprofit that you've seen on certain channels. I don't know. Do you watch First Amendment Auditors by chance?
Yeah.
Do you know who Soliaker is?
Oh, yeah.
The armed fisherman.
The fisherman.
You know John Felix.
Yep.
You know Eyes on the State.
Yep.
You know me, Liberty Troll.
Yep.
So we talk about TAC all the time. Basically TAC is it's a nonprofit where we're trying to become more organized as a community, and basically we're trying to get attorneys paid through this nonprofit. And so those in the chat, watching this, my plug in here right now is, if you want to support this idea, this thing that's actually it's already together, it's already being organized, and we need more support so that we can have attorneys readily available for, like, say yourself.
Right.
You could, you could have said, hey, TAC, I need, or contact us. Both Foshin and I are board members.
Right.
And I think how many, like 7 or 8 of us right now? Around 7 or 8. And anyway, if we can get support from the community, we can have people like you who are coming in here and not have to go bankrupt or spend, thousands or hundreds of your own dollars, and have representation, someone who knows the game and can play it more strategically, and also take on
criminal matters as well.
Yeah, and like I said,
That's
I'm
TAC,
all
TAC,
for it.
TAC.gov.
I was
Or
gonna
TAC?
tac-us.org.
Okay, there we go.
TAC.
TAC-gov.org. Wait, say it again.
Are you for real?
Yeah, for
tac-us.
oh, tac-us.org.
Yeah, because this.
I thought it was .gov.
They
No, it's
told me,
.org. I'm sorry.
Leanne told me, the clerk, that, I came here, and I believe it was the first person who got trespassed before you, who had twisted.
He was the first, right?
He was the first, and he asked, is the same question I did, is this 10 calendar days or 10 business days? Because,
Yeah.
once again, it states in that ordinance, you must turn in your appeal hearing to the place you got trespassed. If you're trespassed from that place, how do you turn it in? You can't even touch the door.
Yeah, so the same thing you explained earlier to you happened to him,
Yeah.
and so he actually missed.
here.
He missed it. They told him he missed it because
Yeah.
he just missed it by
He
what, a
sent
day or two?
certified letter here and
Yeah.
missed it. I came here and they told me to put it in the Dropbox.
Right. Okay.
Which is crazy that
Which-
they did it like that.
I'm-
Because they
I'm-
could have just as easily said, nah, didn't get it.
Yeah, they're the ones making the rules, you know.
I walked around this whole complex of Longwood, and the only drop box is a utility bill drop box. And so I actually called Longwood Police and said, hey, this is not emergency. And he was the most politest officer I've ever met.
He must have been from the county. What's going on?
And he just started a shift, and he
It was his
accepted.
first day.
He accepted my envelope that had the appeal in it. He actually took down my email, and he emailed me that he sent it to Mr. Langley, city attorney, and he also sent it to Amy Goldblood, and it was recorded, or Goodblatt,
Yeah. Amy Goodblatt.
and somebody else, the city of Longwood. So he did do what he said he was going to do, not like
Everybody
Chief of
else.
Police April or Chief Dowda. They lie. He's actually come to my house and intimidated me.
Chief Dowda?
And my wife.
Chief Dowda?
Huh?
Chief Dowda?
Yeah,
Like personally?
personally.
Whoa, what an asshole.
Yeah, in the videos that you have, I discuss, because you have to have exact change when you go to Longwood Police Department,
Which is against the law also.
Yes, which is against the law. It's legal tender, and you hear me say that in the video.
Those are the words, legal tender.
And accepted by anybody. His excuse was, it messes up the accountant's numbers. Let me explain this.
Their convenience,
I have
not your
$1
convenience.
worth of change. Somebody comes in and pays me 15 cents, owes me 15 cents, I give them a quarter. You take a dime out of that dollar, now you have $1.15. You still have that dollar. Plus 15 cents.
Chief
So you turn
Dowda
that
is
over
spelled
to the finance.
D-O-W-D-A.
You turn that 15 cents into the finance
Chief
department.
David
They get that
Dowda,
dollar and
double
change.
D.
And it's stated
Double
in
D.
my thing. I'm not
Chief
talking about
Dowda.
change for a $100 bill or $20 bills. I'm talking about pocket change, because I think somebody went in there and if I'm not mistaken, it was you, and it was an odd number. It was
I
like
did.
16 cents.
I played that game with them.
And they said, oh well, we can't accept. I even offered, hey, take the other 50 cents.
They accepted it, didn't they?
No.
That day with me?
Hey, you guys
did
in the
they?
chat,
I
please
I better go back and look before I speak with such
become a member. Become a member of TAC, TAC-US.org. Again, that's TAC-US, as in United States, .org. It's a nonprofit. You guys need to show some support, whether it's just by becoming a member or, supporting it every so often, once a month or once a quarter, whatever. We need to get this thing built up so we can actually get some change, some more change more effectively and swiftly with the right kind of representation. But, attorneys are hard to come by. You guys don't realize how expensive they are, or a lot of you don't understand that. And, a lot of these attorneys won't work
for free. So, I mean, you have to be able to pay them. So if we have the entire community lifting those guys up, we can get more, some more change that you guys desire. So please consider becoming a TAC member.
It was always claimed that there was a church on our property. We have one of the largest lots on our street. And I looked up the founder, Hanks, Henck, I believe, John. Came in here 18 something or 1700 and then left because of the freezing weather. Came back in 1825.
Freezing weather?
Yeah, it was a cold front that came through. But to the best of my knowledge and my
These sirens are
the original founder
annoying.
of Longwood City was my property, my mom's
If any of you guys have questions about TAC, a lot of you know who John Felix is. Reach out to him. He has a lot more knowledge and details as far as how everything works. You can also talk to Constitutional Freedom Fighter. That's his YouTube handle, Constitutional Freedom Fighter. He might actually be in the chat now. You can reach out to either Constitutional Freedom Fighter or John Felix. I mean, both Foshin with This Is a Public Service and I are board members, but we're part of the conversations to help make decisions and things, but we're not like as well versed on the inner workings of, you know, how things work as far as how mailings work or how the monies are tracked to show where they're going. I'm like 99% sure that they do have transparency on where those funds go. I mean, you have to have transparency on that kind of stuff anyway, but yeah, reach out to John Felix if you have, you know, some questions about it.
constitutional rights are diminished. You know, they are the lack of dissemination and discourse by this city is becoming unreal. I had a great relationship with Nick, the previous city manager. This city manager actually offered to have me come and sit down and talk to him about this and that. And I said, look, this is a conflict of interest. You're the city manager and I'm getting ready to appeal something regarding the city, one of the departments of the city, along with the police department. So at this time I didn't recline and he agreed with me. But since I've been trespassed, I have come in here multiple times to the city clerk's office and recorded. Mm-hmm. But in that ordinance, it states.
I agree. Blue line transparency. We should definitely have Lane Myers join the board here. That would be pretty cool. He does have quite a bit of knowledge to bring to the table and experience for sure. I like that idea.
City property, whether owned or leased, interesting, is prohibited. You know?
Well, then them taking that sign down is going to be a real big problem for them.
Yeah, I mean, right here. Parking permit only, city ordinance, number 750, a $250 fine.
Yep. Ordinance posted.
Yeah, posted. And this is the deputy chief of police that does not recognize that